Hi. I think my first question would really be, how did you enter the world of acting?
I was about 15 and I went and worked backstage at a theatre in London at Phantom of the Opera in the West End, and I was kind of making tea for people. And I don't know, I just kind of found a load of people that I thought were really cool and a really kind of nice group of people, and then kind of thought, well, I don't know, tried a bit at school, and I had a really great drama teacher while I was at school, and then, you know, when you start doing a bit of acting, like I'd always kind of been interested in like the arts and things, and then this was like a new kind of exciting art form, I guess. Yeah. And yeah, and so I decided that I wanted to go to drama school rather than go to university. It's hard work, but it's really good fun. And then yeah, and then I came out and suddenly found myself very unemployed and not doing anything for about a year and a half. And I don't know, I saw a lot of my sort of I guess I saw a lot of other actors in my position kind of sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring and not really doing much. And I'd kind of, even when I was at school and I decided that I wanted to do acting, I thought, well, why don't I try and make my own work? Why don't I try and make my own films? Me and my friend made a load of little short films we put into a show reel. And I went round a load of agents telling them that it was real film work, which was a little bit cheeky. But and one of them at least pretended to believe me. So. And then I got an agent, and then in the end, Steven Spielberg ended up seeing the little short films that I'd made, and that's, I think, kind of maybe part of the reason why I got Warhorse. So.
First of all, because it kind of links into what I'm about, did you go to the National Youth Theatre?
I did, yeah.
I was just wondering, because that's quite like a large-scale corporation.
Yeah.
Like what you learn and the skills you learn in taking into maybe film or television or whatever it is.
You know, the National Youth Theatre is a huge organisation, and you know, I can definitely imagine that, you know, you get lost in there and things, and you know, but at the same time, it's a wonderful thing to be a part of. Some of their opportunities are just fantastic. You know, I mean, really amazing. And you know, if for anyone who's considering being an actor, it's absolutely something I think that go down, because you never know. You know, you've got to spread your net so wide and see what kind of comes back in. Yeah. You know, National Youth Theatre, making your own little stuff. I don't know, going to open auditions. There's websites on the internet where they post open auditions, and I saw one posted when I was really at my wit's end of not getting any work. I saw one posted on the internet, and it was for the Royal Shakespeare Company, and I'm literally, I wasn't invited, I just turned up at this thing, and I managed to get in the production. I got an RSC production at the Hampstead Theatre, and you know, and that was a big part of me getting my first agent. And you just never know. So you've got to do absolutely everything.
Yeah. When you do your inside movies, do you do it in a studio, or do you do it where the audience think you are?
With Warhorse, we didn't do anything in the studio. That was all on location, and that was all done for real. You know, they really did build those trenches and things. I did a movie called Now Is Good, which I don't know if anyone here has seen, but there was a lot of inside house stuff. We did that inside a house. But then if you're going to do maybe a bigger film where they need lots of cameras and things and they need to control the lighting, then you do it in a studio. Yeah. The thing is with a studio you can control a lot of what's going on. I mean, you probably don't realise, but like when, you know, if you're shooting a scene and a plane goes over, you have to stop. Yeah. And so they have things called sound stages, which are kind of soundproof. So when a plane goes over, you don't have to stop, and you can keep filming. And you know, it might be a scene where, I don't know, I'm doing a movie in a few months where a house floods and things, and you do that on what's called an underwater stage, which is really cool. And it's like, they have these in a place called Pinewood, and they shoot. It's basically the biggest swimming pool you can imagine. And it's full of this lovely warm water, and they build whole sets underneath in the water, and you film all these scenes. In Great Expectations, we did a lot of that stuff when there's a big boat chase, and you know, all that was done in effectively a kind of a big swimming pool, and it's all to do with control, because you know, cameras need to, you can't just really just go and sit up anywhere sometimes. You know, you have to have a lot of, there's a lot of equipment and there's a lot of people. I mean, in Warhorse there's 1,000 people on set every day, so you can't just do that in someone's little house. You know, you have to go and find somewhere where you can fit 1,000 people.
What is something embarrassing or unexpected that happened to you on set?
The thing is that's my job is kind of to embarrass myself in front of a lot of people. Like, that's kind of what acting is. Acting is a lot of the time feels very stupid and very silly. Like you're playing make-believe for a job. So I think that's kind of, you have to get over that, I guess. I don't know, I've had a lot of, you have a lot of falling over and see things. I mean, it's amazing when you're told that you have to just walk from one spot to another spot, stop on that spot and say a line. It's amazing how difficult just walking becomes and how many things there are that you can trip over and knock off, and bits of like scenery that you can sort of throw over and things. And yeah, I don't know, there's been a few, and then also, you know, any sort of things can get a bit silly, you know, if you haven't do scenes with girls and things, then it can get very silly very quickly and embarrassing, and you know, you can imagine. But yeah.
What's your favourite genre to act in, like action?
Oh man, do you know what? I thought it would be action, but actually action movies, when you get around to shooting them, it's often, you do them, they're so controlled. Like that sequence which you just saw, going across no man's land in the First World War, you know, you do that in little bits, and it's a lot of stop-starts, a lot of waiting around. I mean, there can be a huge amount of fun. I mean, I got to put out, Helen Bonham Carter was set on fire on Great Expectations, and I got to put her out and stuff, and that was, you know, all that sort of stuff is awesome. And, you know, and all the running and playing machine guns and all that stuff, and, you know, explosions and grenades and all that stuff is great. But a lot of doing action stuff is just kind of waiting around and you're not doing much. In a way, I kind of prefer the scenes where it is just you and another actor in a room, because there's so much more for you to do, and if you really love acting as a craft, then that's probably more kind of fulfilling in a way, I guess, rather than just being like, I mean, a good way of putting it is, you know, like a lot of the time when there's big stunt things with a horse, they can't have a horse behind camera and things, so you've got someone with a broom and a tennis ball on the end, and you're looking at that. So all the stuff where you see me looking at the camera, talking to the horse, well, the horse isn't there, I'm talking to a tennis ball. And, you know, that can be a bit weird. Or maybe you're having to pretend to be in love with an actress. And, you know, you're doing this scene where you're in love, but the camera's on your face there. And if the camera's there, the actress isn't there. No, because that's the camera, you know. A camera and a crew is that's a big machine, you know. And so you're probably talking to a little red cross that someone's put with tape on a mat box, or... And you know, and you're pretending to be in love with this cross, and there's a lighting man scratching his bum there and stuff, and you know, and like, you know, you're just kind of having to put all that out your head, you know, and get on with it, and it's weird. So yeah, in a way, like I kind of prefer the, I guess, drama stuff. I mean, I'm about to go and do a film called The World Made Straight, which is literally, it's just a load of actors, and it's not a big movie, so they don't have money to do big stunts and big things like that, and it's all people, yeah, okay, I mean, it sounds boring on the face of it, but it's your job as the actor to make these scenes, which are just character scenes, interesting, and you've got to make it exciting, and you know, and you've got to make it believable that when someone turns and points a gun at someone, that there's that danger and that he might shoot that person or whatever, and you've got to kind of, you know, you have to do that as the actor, and in a way I find that more interesting, I guess.
How many accents can you do, and can you try and do some now?
Oh, that's great. How many accents can I do? I can do... right, I can do West Country. I'm not doing this. I can do that. I can do West Country like that. See, I can do that from there. I've just done a film in New York, so I can do that. I'm about to go and do a film I'm going in 2 days' time to go and do a film in North Carolina, which is a very odd accent. And like, I can't talk like this, you see, like you're from down south in America and stuff like that. I just did a movie called The Railway Man with Colin Firth and Nicole Kidman, and that was, until about 2 weeks before we started shooting, we were meant to be doing Scottish. And so we all worked incredibly hard doing our Scottish accents. And then 2 weeks before, they kind of went, nah, actually use your own voices. And then from then on, I was kind of doing this weird half Scottish, half kind of my own voice.
I'm from Glasgow.
Yeah, so we're not doing it. No, absolutely not. No.
Do you ever get embarrassed, like how you sound in films? Because I know, including myself, I get worried about how I sound.
I can't watch myself. I think, you know, it's just painful, and also because you know what you were trying to do, and it'll never be what you were trying, like, because what you think you're doing inside is never what it looks like, I think, and I don't know, hearing myself is not as bad as watching myself, I don't think, but yeah, like, you know, like watching that, all I'm seeing is someone like talking like this and doing a stupid run for a start.
That's what I was going to say.
And I mean, the amount of my brothers just yeah, ripped me for that run. And
I don't
yeah.
think it's that bad a run.
You don't?
No, I don't think
right,
so.
okay.
When we were playing the clip, I remember you saying,
There's a worse one. There's a
terrible.
worse one where I run up the street and I've literally got legs coming out at 90 degrees. And it just looks, it's not even running, it's kind of flapping.
We've got to give a massive hand to Jeremy Irvine for coming in.